Nope is not a movie that you can really explain. It's a movie that's meant to be perceived. It's a movie that's meant to make you think and bring out some of your innermost thoughts of your subconscious, like it triggers you. And every time that I watch the movie again or I think about the movie again, I realize something different that it's brought to me or that it's brought to the world by simply existing. And Jordan's way of taking what's happening around us and putting it into a world is insane. Because the most bone-chilling thing, the actual true horror of that movie, aside from Jean Jacket and the scenario of what he can do to people and the animal that Jean Jacket is, the true horror is our deep desire to be a part of a spectacle, to be a part of something, to be a part of anything bigger than ourselves, and the things that we're willing to do to get that. It's the desire, the feeling, the anxiety that we get from wanting someone to notice us, to want to be famous, and being in this generation that we are in, or simply the time that we are in, where everybody, it don't even matter if your career is one of public, being seen in the public. Everybody just want to be seen because of social media and the impact it has on us. And also it's just human, and it gets more and more and more and bigger each day, where people are willing to do the wildest thing just to be a spectacle and to be a part of something. And when I was thinking about also the meta art that we are receiving in this time, where everything is also what we see on screen, but then also it doubles down within itself, is the fact that I was casted as my character, and I have been a spectacle my whole life as a child star. When I think about the Steven Yeun's character and the process of being a child star and not being a child anymore and losing your stardom and having to work your way back up, and just the process of being an entertainer, the bubble that I've been in of fame since I was True Jackson VP, and me getting, spoiler alert, me getting to the end of that movie and doing, my character doing what we saw her do as it pertains to Jean Jacket, it's like, wow, she's killed the desire to be a part of something bigger than herself, because the desire to be a part of something bigger to herself, or her family's desire to be a part of something bigger than themselves, actually stopped them from actually being able to appreciate what they had, which was each other. The meta gag of it all is that here I am as Keke Palmer, still being a spectacle. I don't know. I don't know. It really is bone chilling, because we don't even know that we do it. We don't even know as human beings that sometimes those things drive us, this desire to be a part of something greater. And we don't even realize that what we are, what we have, is already great enough. Anyway, my thoughts.
It's all like a little show.
It's been a little minute since I've done a YouTube video, so hey everybody. I've taken a little bit of a break. I guess like the last time I've done a YouTube video has been a couple months ago. I kind of been out of the, I don't know, spotlight, I guess. I don't know what you're gonna call it, but like out of kind of just like the way for a little minute. Lately I've been living life, honestly. I've been doing a lot of different side missions, from just spending time with friends and family. I've been in a couple short films and things like that. So we're praying for more opportunities when it comes to that. And all in all, just been trying to maximize and really live in the moment, I guess you could say. I really pride myself in, like, you know, people not knowing what's going on in my day-to-day life. So it's kind of hard when it becomes, when you become a YouTuber, when you become somebody who wants to do content creation on a daily basis, who has goals and aspirations to want to do this full time. But I also enjoy life too, and I enjoy everything, and I enjoy living in the moment. So sometimes it's like, I don't want to have to pull out a camera and kind of, I guess you could say, I don't know if I'm spoiling the moment or what it is, but it's like, you know, some things are just not meant to be recorded. Some things are just meant to live out. And I've been doing that a lot lately. And I've been seeing a lot of benefits in it, and I really appreciate that, all the memories that I've made that haven't been on camera. I think one thing when I saw that Keke Palmer video is something that she like really articulated how I've been feeling for the past few months to like a year, I guess you could say. And it's basically this idea of constantly being in the spotlight, and what does that look like, and how does that alter your lifestyle? How does it alter what you're, like, how you think? And it's funny because I saw Nope, and I was kind of thinking along those lines of that's the way he was kind of going. I think for me, when it comes to things like that, it's like constantly wanting to get that big platform, constantly wanting to get that viral moment. And I feel like when it comes to that, when you can lose yourself in it, it's almost like we've become slaves to like the algorithm, and we want to post at the right time so the most people can see it, and we want to, you know, make sure that like we have everything in order so that way things could go viral or whatever it may be. And we almost become like a slave to people. We become a slave to the algorithm. We become a slave to going viral, or, you know, being a part of something that we kind of strive to want, which is attention. And I've never been that type of person to want to have all the spotlight always on me all the time. From playing basketball and just doing various things, it's like, and also even in like going viral a few times, like my few times of going viral, you see how things kind of shift for you. You see how life, it becomes different. But I think Keke Palmer really explained it the best way. And I was like, dang, once that hit, because I was like, I've been searching for that type of answer for so long. And like once she kind of said it, it was like, dang, everything kind of clicked for me. Like social media, my time on like trying to get a platform will be short-lived. I feel like I always had this thought in my head that it'll be like a Frank Ocean type of effect. Shout out to Frank Ocean, where it's just like you have a lasting effect on people, and then you kind of just go off and continue to live a life that you want to live, that's void of public perception, that's void of this constant need of attention and constant need of validation through a screen. And there's times where I've kind of fallen victim to it, and I feel like that's something that really needed to be addressed. God will give you a bigger platform if he wants to, honestly. It's really no like secret formula to things. Like, it's kind of like we are always trying to find new ways and find new little avenues to beat the algorithm and go viral and get an audience. But it's like, for me personally, I feel like God is in control of that, and God will give that to you when you're ready. Too many times you see in the public space of people who have gotten the platform before the message. And we constantly see how people crash out. We constantly see how that affects them. And I mean, even when we talk about like the Disney characters, when they've had a spotlight for such a young age and they've been thrust into this spotlight, and they don't have the tools to articulate things right. They don't have the tools. They're still trying to grow, but they constantly have these eyes on them. And that's not something that they've had enough time on earth to learn how to bear it, you know? And for me, I'm not the person that wants to be the voice of reason, the voice of everybody. I want to be the example. And that goes through for everyday life, you know? People say a lot of things. People have these different ideas that they put out to the world, but it's void when it comes to their lifestyle. You see the way that they move, you see the way that they act, and it's like the message isn't connecting with the messenger. So I think when it comes to the first thing that I wanted to do is basically just really cherish the little things, really cherish the small things that God gives me, and not take it for granted other things, you know, when it comes to family time, when it comes to my friendships, when it comes to, you know, my aspirations with my career, even though it might be in the spotlight, learning to love the little things and the little achievement. And when it even comes to, you know, socially, even in my life, as like when there are no screens, you know, learning to love time by myself, learning to love time with the people that are closest to me. A lot of times especially when right after school, some of y'all still may be in school, some of y'all still be in college, high school, middle school, whatever it may be. But once you get out, it's kind of like a free-for-all. You know what I'm saying? You don't have that space that you go to every day and people that are always there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to kind of do that yourself, so you can get lost in getting in the wrong crowds and getting into places just off the fact that you want some type of interaction with people. But I kind of see myself kind of straying away from that and not really wanting to be in the same crowds as everybody else, honestly. I like to enjoy my company. I like to enjoy my own time. I like doing things. Y'all can see the waterfall in the background. I like doing picnics and things. And I like just living life, but not living life like everybody else lives life, you know. And I've been trying to do better of that these past few months. And I think I have, honestly. I've really been trying and working towards being the best person that I can be, being the best, you know, friend, being the best family member, being the best person in different relationships and things like that. So a lot of people might call it like social anxiety when you get into large crowds and you really don't want to be with it. But I would say for me, it's more so just understanding that what it's like. You've been in those circles before, and you understand, if you're not careful, what that socialization can come to, and what it's like to kind of get lost in that space around people. And it's like sometimes you just wake up and be like, how did I even get here, type of deal, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, having a platform and things like that, it has its benefits, but it has its pros and it has its cons. And one thing that I don't want to do is get to a place where I was underprepared and overcompensated or overshared or overplatformed while not having the mindset of what it's like to have a group of people following you, or a group of people, you know, looking at your every move. And I want to be in a space to where it's like I'm mentally like prepared and mentally at peace with my life, to where it's like whenever God wants to give me that platform, or whenever God wants to, you know, put me in different positions in different places, that I'm prepared for it. In the Bible, it talks about like with Jesus, you know, everything that was happening in his 30s, but what was happening, you know, kind of like in his 20s and his teens, like nobody knows that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody knows. And it was like almost he just wanted to live a quiet life. He wanted to live a quiet life until God put him in position to, you know, make his impact when he was ready for it. And I feel like stories like that are all through the Bible. And we see times where people are given a platform and not at a place spiritually, mentally, physically, to achieve all that they could achieve. And the things that I don't want to do is, you know, leave anything on the table. I've always been a big proponent on wanting to, you know, reach my potential in everything that I do, whether it be basketball, whether it be, you know, acting, whether it be with YouTube. And I think that's something that everybody should do. I think that's something that you should do. Never leave any food on the table. Never leave anything unchecked. You know, go out and achieve those things that you want to achieve, but make sure that you're smart with everything that you do, and make sure that you have the right motivation and the right intentions to do in doing those things, because it can all go away just like that, and it can all, you know, go bad just like that. So, and if you got a platform out there, go ahead and continue to reach your dreams. Go ahead and continue to do the things that God is calling you to do, and be great at it. Be the best you can be at it. I think the biggest thing for me is really just living a quiet life. Everybody wants to live this big, extravagant life, but it's because a lot of times we see on social media that, you know, these big cars, these big houses, people, billionaires, millionaires at 18, 19, 20 years old, driving a fancy car. Like, of course, those aren't bad things to aspire to, but it's all about understanding why you want those things and how, you know, you kind of operate with those things. And I really wanted I kind of wanted to start off on a better foot. And that just comes with me being the best person I can be individually when it comes to relationships, when it comes to the people closest around me, and wanted to be the best at the things that I personally, strive for. But I know I can't do any of that without understanding who God is and Him giving me the strength and Him giving me the knowledge and wisdom and understanding to be able to live this and walk this life each and every day. A lot of times we're never gonna fully understand God and all He has, but if we continue to call upon Him and ask Him for wisdom and ask Him for understanding and ask Him for, for Him to be the pilot of our life to, help us out in those times of just everyday life. He's not gonna give us everything at one day. It may be one day, it might be a little bit here, and one day a little bit there. But who's better to call on than the creator of the universe? And I find that it's crazy that we can even have a relationship with God. And it's crazy that He cares so much about us and He wants the best for us, so much so that He'll communicate with us if we continue to put faith in Him. And so that's the main thing I've been trying to do, is just like continue to build that relationship and build that confidence in Him, that He will, continue to make my path straight. He will continue to give me the opportunities to impact you guys, to impact, the world. But it comes at the right time, at the right time.